We all miss when times were simpler. Talking about the good old years when you could just do whatever you wanted. 2010. Now, this meme was not necessarily popular in 2010, but it is still a staple of the decade. What I am talking about is garlic bread. We all love it. Everyone knows it's a wonderful food staple of history. So today I'm combining two of the world's most favorite things: the era of 2010 YouTube and garlic bread. Let's get started. Well, this isn't just gonna be your everyday average garlic bread with regular white bread, Texas toast, wheat, whole grain, whatever you like. No, I have something here and it's gonna be a true game changer. Cheese bread. What's better than regular garlic bread? Cheesy garlic bread. This recipe also calls for something that you don't quite expect in garlic bread: sugar. Now, we're not going to talk about the fact that I almost dropped this on my head when I tried to get it. I'm clumsy. And of course, where else would you be without your bowl with butter, your garlic, which is pre-minced and frozen solid, a regular spoon, and your fancy, colorful, probably 8th set of measuring spoons. I forgot the word. This calls for a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of butter, of sugar, garlic, and 4 slices of butter. But we're just gonna toss that out of the window and go with our heart and say 4 tablespoons of butter, give or take. Two. Blue 2. And with that sorted, I'm gonna mix this and I'll be back. Now, I know this is a strange change of pace. What are we doing here? You're asking yourself. Weren't we just over here at the lovely setup that's reminiscent of 2010? Yes, we were. But you see, that setup is quite complicated to maintain, and it's I'm sitting on the floor over there on my knees. My knees are already killing me. I know, I'm like a 95-year-old man. Ooh. You need the pineapple cutting board required, a bread knife, which I could not find for the life of me at a store. What we have here is a high quality. It's all covered in crumbs. I hope I don't drop this, because that would be a pain. Here's what I'm gonna do. I could just half it. I could just half the recipe. I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 slices. About the same size. Not quite, not really. It's fine. I'm not good at measuring stuff. That the bread is done. I'm gonna mix the food. Butter, garlic, the garlic paste, mixture, whatever. Now, since I've come to the genius, big brain, Einstein conclusion that all I can do is just half the recipe. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could you have changed that tiny little stick of butter to a giant container? Well, let you know, I don't know. I have my ways. How did y'all do this whole like over the side? Because I can't. And this is proof enough. Okay, I am having many trouble today, right now, in this very moment. Well, what I'm gonna do, enough getting distracted, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this half a tablespoon and I'm gonna scoop up some butter twice for 1 tablespoon, because I'm a genius and I realize I can half the recipe. Why did I not think of that? I don't know. I'll never know. Tune in 360 days from now, and I'll tell you how I managed to turn this big tub of butter and how I realized I could half the recipe. 2.5 tablespoons of butter. Now, this is like a stick of butter, so it's gonna be quite difficult. You know what? That's good enough. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, well, why didn't you just leave it out to soften? That would have made so much more sense. Yes, it would have. Do I have any cents? I have 1 cent. Now, I'm going to take this and force it closed. I probably should have done the garlic first now that I think about it, but you know what? Oh, I'll peel it off. Now, what they didn't tell you is that with this garlic, it's going to have a film, a wrapper around the top. What you need to do is you can't just crack it open. No, you need scissors. Now, see, if you were unlike me, it smells like garlic. I got garlic everywhere. Note to self and for everyone, for future reference, you should cut the plastic before you try to open the top. Anyway, tablespoon of garlic. This smells oh so lovely. No, I will not continue that garlic thought. That's something that you have to tune in at the end of the channel to see. Sugar. Now, we need 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna do 1/2 table. We need 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna do 1/2 tablespoon. Oh dear. That wasn't a disaster. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna scoop this out of the 1/2 tablespoon. I hope I did this right. I'm gonna pop the 1/2 tablespoon out to wash it later, which I should have done to begin with. I hope that's not broken. It's not. I'm gonna mix this. A quick note, this smells like rubber. This is gonna taste great. Such a bad idea. Come on, butter. This is like the 5th issue that you may run into, is that your butter may be too hard. So, I'm going to add to the compilation of putting things in the microwave. I don't know how long I'm going to put this in for. I end up burning myself. But that is an issue for future me. I don't have to deal with that right now. I'm going to do 30 seconds. I hope this works. Plug in your whatever you're cooking with, if you're using a handheld. Okay. This is out of the microwave. It's melted. I'm just gonna take it and mix it. You should not microwave it. Now see, one of the most important parts about garlic bread is toasting it. But I find that sometimes it's better to just go all in, full hog, whole ham, if you will. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to take my garlic butter now and just simply mix it up, ignoring the mess that I have made, because again, that is an issue for future me. I don't have to deal with it right now. That's a problem for me in like 10 minutes. I'm just gonna move my knife, move my half tablespoon, take my 2 pieces of cheese bread. Now, if you were a professional, unlike me, you have a cool 6 shot of pouring the butter on. Have 2 hands. 2 hands. Unlike some of you people who have 4 or 7 or even 83. Why do you need all of those hands? You don't need all of those hands. Hand some hands over. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 hands and I'm going to hold the bowl. I'm going to take this, our lovely and wonderful, perfect garlic butter concoction, and this turned out lovely. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to pour it on the bread. Spread it on there, nice. Now if it turns out that you have too much garlic, you can always just take the garlic and scoop it out. There's no such thing as mistakes here. What you make is what you get. And you know, life is all about figuring out what happens. You know, what happens when you don't think ahead? What happens when you put too much garlic on your cheesy garlic bread? Well, that answer we're about to find out. I am not looking forward to this at all. This was a mistake. Someone should have stopped me. Why did no one come to me and say, hey, that's not a good idea, you shouldn't do that? Anyway, the moment you've all been waiting for. No, not for the video to end. That's soon. I feel like if I keep tossing this around, all of the garlic, it's gonna go flying everywhere and it'll make a bigger mess than I already have, which I will show at the end, maybe. I don't know, probably. Stick around. The taste test. Now, I have very little bit butter left. You can't see. If I was smart, I would take the phone and show you. But life's about mystery, right? Imagine it. Because I'm sure whatever you're imagining can't be worse than what's about to happen. I'm stalling. Can you tell that I'm stalling? I don't want to taste this. This is going to be bad. Here we go. Wow, that was the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. Totally not, has a weird taste of, the sugar toned down the garlic a lot, but because there's so much garlic, it still tastes like it, but like sweet, like onion. It tastes like onion. Not toasting the bread wasn't a good idea. I shouldn't have microwaved it. I should have let the butter soften. That was not good. But life is all about figuring things out. Like I've been saying this entire time. Now, for the grand finale, the mess. Which, now that I look at it, it's not that big of a mess. But a mess is a mess, nonetheless. As you can see, can't really tell. Ugh, I have garlic all in my teeth still. Ugh. On my mouth. That's disgusting. It's not as big of a mess as I thought. Oh, there's a lot of garlic juice. That's going to be an issue to clean up later. It's not as big of a mess as I thought, but it's still quite the mess. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to, yeah, here's a full view of all of the garlic that's on there. I'm just going to take this and set it in a bowl to marinate. Not good. So I'm just going to take this whole mess and condense it. Also, remember to clean up after yourself. Oh, I hope I don't drop my phone on my face. You just need to remember to clean up after yourself. Now, what is the moral of this lesson? I believe that the moral of this lesson is that in order to create something good, sometimes you have to think ahead. You can't just rush into it and throw things together and take shortcuts. Sometimes you need to plan ahead and take your time. Now, I also firmly believe that the moral of the video also is up to you. Now, I have a mess to clean and the taste of garlic to get out of my mouth. I'm gonna go.